Morning, good morning. We're back. Okay, I'm well rested. We're going to continue what we were doing yesterday. I'm sorry I had to cut it short. I was losing energy fast. I stayed up a little late on Sunday because I was hooked on Dune, right? Dune Awakening. Play that. Like Dune, I recommend it. If you like survival games, try it out. It's a sandbox. It's always online. I wasn't sure if I was going to play it, but I decided to just jump into it, and I'm enjoying it a lot. Um, But today we're going to be working on art. I'm trying to redefine the fingernails here. This is a 3D mesh that I'm working on to use as reference for my webcomic that I'm creating. And the story is written already. You just got to finish this. We're at the end, okay? I mean, I haven't really been working on this as much as I wish I would have been because I've been busy, but doing work and all that. But we're going to try to get to it today. To recap what we're doing here, we're redefining everything, all the details of the character before we bake it, finalize that. Then after that, it's just texturing, hair, and rigging, and we're done. That's it. And we could probably do like a test background just to see how the light hits the character. We'll get to that, okay? Right now, we're doing the fingernails, and I do believe we were on the right track of fixing them. At least, just trying to redefine them. So we're going to continue doing that. Hope you're having a great Tuesday. It's going to be we're going through a heat wave right now. If you got to deal with that, make sure you stay hydrated. I got my water. I got my fan. I got my AC on. I got it all. It's cold in here right now. I can wear a long sleeve. I'm not going to feel anything while I'm in here. But I'm going to have to go out there today, so I'm ready. Fair. I hope you are too. Ugh. All right, so let's see. Oh, you know what I could use is my reference, and we're going to be looking at hands for the time being. I think that's it. I think this is as far as we need to go. I remember doing the knees. What was it? I think I took 2 weeks off of streaming because I was super busy, and I just, there was a point where I was like, I was okay. I was about to. I think it was last Monday or maybe the Monday before. No, it was last Monday. I had the stream open and everything, and I was like, I don't feel like it today. I don't have the energy to stream right now. That's how it was. It's like I was up, I was ready, I turned everything on, my setup was ready, and I was like, you know what? Let's not do it today. I'm just not gonna be able to do it today. But we're okay today. We're okay today. Um, Looking here, I want to see if these are curved. I mean, they're somewhat curved. You gotta have a little bit of a concave shape to your fingernails. That's what I'm looking at right now. It doesn't have to be this in depth. I think this is mainly just 3D practice at this point. Like I think I could actually reference this as it is, closing off, but because I feel like that's within my ability, but my other goal is to get better at 3D modeling. I do want to try to do a video game one day. Hopefully soon. I gotta learn animation first though. I'm gonna do everything from scratch. I got a concept. That's what I got. I'm thinking about doing something like a kind of like something inspired by Ocarina of Time. That was my favorite Zelda game. But I want to have a unique spin on that type of game. What do you call that? Like action adventure? Well, I guess that should be something that we should hammer down, right? Action adventure, RPG elements, I guess. I have a few ideas, but I have this. I definitely want to try it, and I got an idea for a beat 'em up too. But I'm going to go with the Zelda. Like I know that's something that is very common in the indie space, but I got an idea that's gonna kind of set it apart. All right, but to do it, and I even have I think I have an idea for a character as well. I could at least sculpt the character. But I'm going to find some tutorials for a video game. Well, actually I already have some, but I want to make sure I know how to do it specifically what I wanted to, what I'm thinking of. So more on that someday in the future. Maybe after we get fairly decent at animating, we can tackle that. I do want to start absorbing a tutorial. The only thing that is that I'm not sure what engine I should use. I have Godot and I have Unreal Engine 5. I might just use Unreal Engine. That's what I'm thinking. Let me just go ahead and look at the thumb here. Like I have tutorials for both. It's literally just the. I gotta stop saying literally. That's not in my vocabulary. But every time I stream, suddenly I just start saying it. Anyways, but I have both. I have access to both of them. Okay, and all I really have to do is just start it. Like start learning it. To be honest, I could probably start absorbing some information, taking notes and whatnot before I even start, so I have some idea of where to begin. But I can start the concept. What I really want to start doing is designing the world. I don't know if that's where you're supposed to start, but I kind of want to have an idea of where to begin. But maybe learning the fundamentals of creating a game is probably more important than actually designing it. I'm so used to just jumping into stuff with both feet that's how I tackle everything now. I wanted to learn this, and I just started learning how to do a human right off the bat. I didn't do the donut tutorial, and this is I don't know if that's a good thing. I would prefer to work on the thing that I'm trying to create instead of learning something basic and then moving on to something not basic. I don't think that's probably not the best way to do it, but that's the way I prefer to do it. I prefer to learn exactly the thing that I'm trying to create right off the bat. It might take longer, but um, if I have to begin again, I know, where I went wrong, and I could just do it again. But we'll see. I gotta really consider how I'm going to start. I'm going to try to absorb a tutorial first before I even begin, just so because I did that with 3D modeling, so I don't know if that's a good idea for a video game. I'm gonna find out though. Now, I'm not sure if this, what we got here, if this is the edge that I created. No, it isn't. This is the edge that I created, but for some reason it got thicker over here. So either I could bring this side up or I could bring this other side down. I'm not really sure. But try something here. I could just bring this down and make this line here the edge. I think that's how it should go. Actually, we can look. Let's see. We can lower. We can hide that. Oops. Okay. This is the original body. That's how it looks. That's what I crafted. You can see that it's much more defined in these little minor areas here, these little smaller areas. That's the effect of shrink wrapping. That's why we are redefining the area as it is now. Try to get it to look. This is lower poly, but for some reason it creates these little discrepancies that we have to kind of sharpen up. That's what we're doing now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to smooth this edge down a little bit, as well as the entire fingernail. Uh, uh, But yeah, normally I do a fran like I play through a franchise. I make progress on a franchise. The chosen franchise on Friday every Friday. The chosen franchise is Shadow Hearts, and I'm taking ideas from that and adding it to my game. I want to have like weird monsters in my game, thanks to that game. You know, I really enjoyed that aspect of that game. So I kind of want to, you know, put something like that in. That's kind of like the dual purpose of franchise Friday. You know, it's a little RPG heavy. So I think because I haven't really played a lot of RPGs, so a lot of the franchises that we're going to be playing through are RPGs. But I'm going to start taking things I like from that and thinking about adding it to my game. Without, we're gonna put our own spin on it, of course. I don't want to rip people off, but um, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Let's see, play strips. We're gonna try to do that this Friday, franchise Friday. We'll see what's going on here. Let's see. All right. So we got to beef up this area a little bit more because it kind of got a little dull. It's like a little raised part, like a raised area of skin that goes around the um, the fingernail. So we're kind of adding in here. We're gonna try to make it look more realistic than what it looks like now. Okay. That's what we're doing. That's what we're going to do. And I just got to smooth this out. Come on now. Okay. Let's go ahead and smooth that down. I kind of want to add a little bit more. Kind of want to taper it off right there. Smooth that out. We don't want to add too much and make areas of his body look swollen, fingers, whatever. We don't want to do that. So definitely going to try to look at it from different angles. That's about fine. It's going to be a little lower than that because I'm about to smooth it out, but yeah, just a little bit more so it's a little even. I should have used the inflate brush, but I went with clay strips, so there it is. There we go. We're gonna smooth out some stuff here. Only thing that I have to solve with this process, because I'm going to make it to the end, obviously. But the only thing that I'm still not sure about is the rigging process. I can do it manually. It's going to take longer. I already know that works, but I'm trying to do an automated rigging uh, method to my workflow. So that way I could just automatically rig it and all I got to do is just configure it. And then I want to try to see how that performs under a game engine. If that doesn't work, because I can work, it will work for posing, so we can at least do it for my webcomic. But if I can't get it to work for the video game, I'm gonna have to do it manually. I can do it. It's not a big deal. It's just gonna have to see. I hope it works for a game. Really do. I use Rigify to automatically rig stuff, so I don't know if Rigify is used for anything. I could probably look. With a simple Google search will actually solve that question for me. I might do that later. Actually, I'm gonna try to remember to do that later. Look that up on Google and see if Rigify can be used for video games. I can definitely use it to pose though. So, and at least animation at the very least. Animation, maybe. So we'll see. Probably animation. I mean, if you can pose something, you can animate it, so it shouldn't really be a big deal. That's the issue. Just trying to smooth this out because this area on your finger is very smooth. And there's probably a little line we can add here. That's where your cuticle is. You can add that there, but right now I'm just trying to smooth this out so it doesn't look all puffy. Make that nice and smooth with a V. A little behind on my progress here. Not just, I mean, just overall. I still gotta do emotes. Still gotta do, I gotta work on my stream a little bit. It's very basic stream, and of course, my schedule's inconsistent, but um, we're working on it. Okay, those of you who Well, I appreciate those of you who come in here, hang out in the stream, whether it be lurking or otherwise. Even despite all of these things, I appreciate it very much. Uh, I have to got a lot of stuff to work on, but I will get to it. Let's see. Let's. Oh, I hope I didn't move anything there. Let me just go ahead and Control Z because I felt like I just drugged something across his face. Let's see. Let me check. Let's check. Move it. Oh, you know what I could do? I could just go all the way back. Okay, because I hit Control Z. I didn't see anything move. I don't know why this happens. It don't let me zoom all the way in sometimes, and sometimes it does. See, we were closer than that. We still have some things to discover with this program, apparently. That's what happens when you don't learn the basics first. You just jump straight in. I get the camera is somewhat of an enigma for me right now. See, we were closer than that. I don't know what triggers that. I would like to get closer than this. Okay, it's a little better. Now I can't see. Now it's not letting me move it as well. What's going on here? Okay, you know what? Let's go to orthographic view. Okay, here we go. Now we can go all the way. I know that solved it. I just don't know why it does it sometimes and not other times. So what I'm gonna do is because I noticed that the fingernails kind of it has kind of slants down a little bit. So I'm just gonna beef that up, and then we're gonna smooth it out. I think it's a little curve. It's a little slant this way. Maybe we can pull it the other way. Just go ahead and smooth this out. Try to smooth this a little bit more. And what is this little line here? No, I don't know. Not that. Now kind of, I guess it kind of looks broken there. The nail looks a little broken. I just want to see the shape of the nail here around this. All right, what I think I can do is take the grab tool and kind of shape it with that. Don't do that. Oh, wait, radius. So I can grab the center and kind of just move it up a little bit. Maybe push this down, kind of force that curve. That's a little better. That's a little better. We just have this little dip here. Try to get rid of that. Instead of adding to it and then kind of messing with the shape, I'm just gonna try to pull it upwards like this. Go. Let's see. We're going to try look at it head on here. I can still see it's kind of curved this way. These are very specific details that probably will not factor at all in what I'm using this mesh for, but I feel like doing these little things that don't really matter is what kind of helps you improve overall. I got a little might have pulled this up a little bit too much there. Smooth it. There we go. Look, a little dark in here. I could probably turn the light on, but I'm not going to. Just not going to do it. I'm gonna try to look at something in the dark. All right, let me smooth. All right, let's go back to the cuticle here, or at least the area around the cuticle. I'm not really sure what part of this is the cuticle. I think it's just this little thin layer of skin, right? I think that is. I don't think this is the cuticle, but it's very. You don't want to get an injury on this part of your finger. It hurts a lot. It's very soft and delicate. I had a cut here once. I don't know. I don't remember what happened. I just remember the pain. It's a little better. And what happened to the lines that were here? I don't know. I don't know what happened. Probably overshaded it and got rid of them, or maybe I never put them there. I don't know. I'm not really sure. I see there's still a little dent here. I'm gonna try to go on ahead and sorry, I thought OBS closed for a second. But what had happened was these little minute movements I'm doing on my desk somehow made my other mouse over another program, and it kind of, you know how when you mouse over a program and it kind of takes the window and fades it out and then brings a preview of the window that you're moused over in. That's what happened. I thought OBS closed for a second, but that's, well, all I had to do was just move the mouse away and then OBS reappeared suddenly. I was a little scary at first. It's like, I hope it didn't crash because we were streaming. It would not be good for the stream if it crashed. I don't think I've had it crash yet, but anyways, I'm just gonna smooth this area out here. I think this finger is decent. I'm just gonna kind of flesh that edge out a little bit more, and we can probably work on the shape of this fingernail. This one needs to be fixed totally, and I think we already did the thumb, right? Let's see. Let's see. It's kind of lost its edge a little bit, but for the most part, the shape, the general shapes were there. I remember I was working on this, but I was fading. My powers were fading, so I don't remember exactly uh, what was done and what wasn't. Okay, now let's work on, look at some hands here. Just trying to make some decent. Okay, it's very. That's fine. It's a little fine. We don't have to over wrinkle it. We don't have to do that. Just put something there and try to curve it a little bit. Should probably we got them way up here too. It isn't. I don't think it's that across that large of a surface, and it might be a little bit too close to this actually. Let's do that again. Let's back it up some. I said it's going to be different. Everyone's hand's going to be different, so you don't really have to. I'm freehanding this right now. It doesn't have to be perfect. But I want it that way. No, I'm joking. Anyway, joking. Now to make this look a little bit more organic, maybe we could fade it just a little bit with the smoothing brush, and then kind of beef up the wrinkles around it, the area around it, to try to accentuate these little creases here. I'm going to use an alpha. I think I said this yesterday. I just want something there so that way. Yeah, these are a little strong. I wasn't exactly 100% yesterday when I was working on this. I just remember I was just trying to do as much as possible. So I didn't know how much energy I had. And then it just started, I was just fading out. But you can see the difference. That's not great. I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to Control Z that because that was the wrong brush. What I'm going to do is we're going to try to fix some of this. Let's see. I'll try to do this here. Make it look a little less like cuts. I'm just going to go up. It's still a little too strong. I might just paste the alpha right over that. That will work. This finger is a little strong too. Hey, maybe I shouldn't have done this yesterday. Maybe I should. I didn't want to keep taking. I like streaming. I like streaming because I'm gonna try to do it. Like if I have the energy, even if I don't stream, I try to do some art. So I was like, well, I just might as well just stream it. But maybe I should have not tried to attempt this while I was tired. I'm seeing some mistakes here that I would not normally made if I were tired. I would have made this many mistakes. What's this here? That's from the baking. It's little ridges, kind of like sand. It was like very ripply, and that's how I know it's from the shrink wrap, not baking. Sorry, we haven't baked yet. Shrink wrap, and you can just smooth out the area to get rid of things like that. Which is what I'm going to do here. The bony landmarks were a little too strong. It's not that noticeable from a distance. And these really, I mean, I was kind of questioning this yesterday, but these aren't really that wrinkly. So I'm just going to smooth these out. Not these knuckles. Mostly these knuckles are where most of your wrinkles are. This is more like a bony landmark type area. I have to remember to check my other hands too. Or in all future hands. I'll check my offline hand too. So my offline sculpt, the one that I'm using to practice with animation, I'm gonna check that one as well, just to make sure everything's cool. That is a woman's hand. You can make them as rough as you want, but I want to make sure that this. I want to see how I did this area on my other. You can reference that as well. This turned out really well. Surprised that we don't. I'm not going to touch that because this looks real. It looks real. It's like a real texture. We nailed that part at least. This is a little strong. I know I worked on this yesterday. You can kind of just subdue it a little bit. I mean, you're gonna have wrinkles, but they're kind of subtle wrinkles. Besides the ones in the center of the palm, turned out pretty good though. Let's see here. Oh yeah, we gotta. Yeah, I was gonna be like, yeah, we're done. No, we're not done. We still gotta do the fingernails. That's the last thing. I'm just trying to overall just look around the whole hand and get a fresh pair of eyes on it. Okay, hold on. That's much better. And what I'm going to do here is kind of, might be a little too close as well. Let's take a look here. Yeah, there's not really a lot of, what the world, it's not this close to this area. It should be back here. And you can see I did put that there before. For whatever reason, I kind of walked it back. I'm not really sure why. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just fill this in and it should start about right here. And just go ahead and just smooth that out. All right, there we go. Very, very much easy, very easy to fix that. And we're going to draw sharp. I think I'm going to a little bit lower than that. Thank you. Yeah, and they kind of curve. They kind of curve with. Oh no, it's like an opposite curve. Actually, it's not with. It's against. Kind of curve that way sometimes. I mean, you can probably go the other way too. I don't think there's a set way to do these wrinkles, just as long as they're not straight lines like we've been doing here. We'll take a look at that in a second. It's not very organic. Actually, no, you know what? Let's curve it this way. Kind of curve this one this way. Right? I'm looking at an actual hand for this. Maybe like this. That's a little weird. That's very that's still a little too clean. So we're gonna dull it just a little bit and let's see. Just work these areas up a little bit. Let's make it a little bit more wrinkly. That will help it look a little more natural. Still looks a little. Just gonna just kind of just smooth it out a little bit more. And we got to work on that. We got to work on doing those better for the people. Like I said, we do have alphas. I have an alpha. I could just use an alpha, but um, I don't think it's a bad thing to try to learn how to do it manually too. Can't really like if I don't know. I feel like you can probably. No, I gotta say that. I can't really say for sure. Sometimes you can transfer from your skill level from one medium to another. I don't know how. I've never actually tried to sculpt, so I don't know if I could apply any of this to actual sculpting. I know I can do digital art from digital art to traditional because I mean, one I started in traditional art, and two I only use the base. I only really use basic brushes for the most part. So I mean, and I'm drawing on my tablet. I'm looking at it as a monitor right now, but it's actually a tablet. I can draw on it if I want to. So should be able, on at least in theory, to be able to just use what I learned in digital art and go back to the traditional. I'm not sure how that would work with sculpting. I've never actually tried to sculpt, so I'm not really. I mean, I played with some Play-Doh. I did do clay. I don't remember what I made. I did. I worked with clay before. I just don't remember. Yeah. Okay. I guess. Yeah. We're not super great at that, but at least it looks more like a hand. These wrinkles are. See, sometimes they're like weird like this, and then sometimes they're really sharp wrinkles. I'm looking at a hand now. I mean, yeah, that's fine. Now for this, what is this? Notice I was on the fingertips. Now I'm just working on. I'm just looking at the wrinkles at this point. I'm gonna leave this alone. I think that's fine. This try something here. Maybe I can just take this and just go like this, kind of make it look a little more like a wrinkle. Maybe it's a little too much. How about this? No, no. What am I? What have I? What have I done? Okay, yeah, just want to move it. You saw a little bit of the hand right there. See, woo! There it is. That's what I'm using to look and see, to find. Pinky looks all right. I'm looking at it's my the bony landmark might be little strong there. So let me just smooth some of that out. Just a little bit like this. Maybe a little bit at the top too. What's going on there? Stuff's going down. Stuff's coming up. I don't know. Okay. I'm gonna use the draw sharp, and again, this is something that's only gonna really it's gonna be different on everybody. I guess I can try to put a line right here, try to make the cuticle. Give me 1 second. I'm just looking for this right here. All right, there we go. All right, where does it end? It ends like right here. I looked at my own finger for this. The reference I'm using is not high definition, so it's a little blurry when I get this close. All right, how about we just do that? There's the cuticles. Just gotta do that 4 more times. No, actually, yeah, 4 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, I can count. Oh wait, hold on. Control Z. You know what I'm gonna do? Let me just grab this and pull that down just a little bit. All right, I think that fingernail is good for the most part. It's close enough. All right, I need play strip brush. I'm gonna start right there. I'm a little too close to the nail. I'm gonna kind of put it right there. Just gonna work on this area. So wait, hold on. I don't have to do too much there. I want to see the shape of the nail. I'll probably grab this side right here and just kind of just pull that up, make it a little bit more concave. Wait, no. Convex, right? Am I getting those mixed up? Let's see. Hang on, I'm gonna look now. Yeah, convex, sorry. It's the other way. You don't hear that a lot. You don't hear that one. It's always concave. Convex. Convex is up, concave is in. Okay. Yeah, we need a convex shape. I had to make sure I was getting that right. Anyways, now I'm going to smooth out this little area, and I'm just going to put in the cuticle right there. What was that? Why did that move? Everything's cool, right? Everything better be cool. Anyways, all right, so we're good. This better work. Yeah, what if it doesn't? Then what? What am I going to do then? Nothing. Anyway, going to try to smooth this out so it's a very smooth transition from this fingertip to this little area here, this little cuticle area. I'm just going to call this whole thing the cuticle until further notice because I don't know where it ends. I just know that little lip of skin right there. It's definitely the cuticle. I'm going to go on ahead, smooth this out because this is a very smooth area. Smooth, real smooth. Smooth with a V. That side's a little stronger than the other. This side is a little stronger than the other side. I'm gonna smooth this down. I could have beat the other side up, but we just did that. I'm just gonna be redoing everything that I just did again if I do it that way. So I'm just gonna make the other side even by smoothing it down. All right. So now I'm gonna look. We're gonna go ahead and work on the shape here. I can push this side down, or I can pull this side up. I think I'm gonna pull this side up. I feel like that would be a little bit easier. to adjust everything. Just pull this side up and then pull the middle up as well. Just a little bit. We can keep its nice, flat, smooth shape. Make sure we grab it right. I think we're grabbing a little bit more than we need to. I need to see a little bit more. Might have to redefine that edge too, the edge of the fingernail. Just trying to get the convex shape that a fingertip is known for. See, we got a little bit of a lump there. Let's smooth that out. Looking. Lower this radius and kind of just pull, like, and kind of have to keep adjusting the shape here so that way we don't manipulate more than we need to. I don't know. I think that's fine. Just this little edge here is what we got to work on. Let's see. We're going to try to do 14 is about, sounds about right. Draw sharp. I'm going to hold down control for this because this is what sharp does, you know, what we've been doing the entire time. If you hold down control, it gives it a raised area, which is what we're going to use to try to make this edge here. You could raise the edge area and kind of just define it. That's what I'm going to do now. And I think we could probably just smooth this area out to try to accentuate that a little bit. We only really have to define this side. This side has an edge. It just needs to be smoothed out. Wow. Wow. Smooth it out right now. I'm using the smooth brush, not holding down shift. We just went straight to the brush. Just gonna smooth out the top here and just the top. We're going to try to avoid touching the edge and smooth out the bottom as well. I think here we can probably take the draw sharp brush. Oops, no, we don't want to hold down control for that. We want to put a line underneath the fingernail to try to make that more prominent, make the edge that we just created a little bit more stronger. I'm going to try to reduce its clay-like appearance. Try to make it look more like a fingernail. Again, it's good enough to reference. At this point, I'm just trying to make a better fingernail. It's basically where the areas of improvement are, these little minute details. We're definitely going to make sure that you'll never be able to see those up that close. My model's up that close in anything, you know. But I will try to improve those details regardless if you can see them or not. I mean, you have a depth perception. You can still see at somewhat of a decent distance, like how those details are. Say like if this were in a video game, I don't know. Maybe we don't have the camera this close. Or maybe do. I don't know. It's kind of hard to avoid, especially when you're like, say like if you're in an elevator, the camera's got to be in there with you and you're going to be able to see with your character and you got to be able to see, you know, inside. Not that I don't know. I don't have any games ideas that involve elevators though. Or maybe to beat them up. I mean, elevators are pretty common in beat 'em ups. I do have an idea for a beat 'em up. that's that's a project for another time. It's a little better. We want to try to work on this more. And there's a point where the edge kind of stops like near the side. So we're not going to go all the way around. So he's not, he doesn't need perfectly manicured fingernails. Some, especially with, a lot of dudes, they don't really pay a lot of attention to this. So they could be cut wrong, bitten off, whatever, broken. You kind of forgive it a little bit. There's some dudes who pay attention to that stuff, but it's not a lot. I don't think, at least not in my opinion. I know I don't. I cut my nails, but I don't really manicure them. The most I'll do is I'll like when I cut them, I'll also file them so I don't scratch myself or score any paint in my apartment here. That's the most. That's as far as I'll go though. I don't need a manicure. This guy is not getting a manicure. Well, he's getting a manicure, but not in the sense that his nails are going to be perfect. We're just giving him nails. I think that's fine. And let me just go ahead and save it because um, I don't want to do this again. I don't want to do that again. All right. We did it once. Doing this once is enough. I wish that when you shrink wrap something that it copies the details perfectly, but you're working with a different topology, so it's kind of impossible. Also, how in the heck is the low poly body 25 million faces? What happened? What is going on here? Hang on, I gotta do something real quick. Okay, and it's just the body. Well, that's gonna be fixed. Okay, that's kind of weird because the one that I am actually learning from this, my off stream sculpt, which is that it's actually an improvement over this, is probably seven. It's 7 million, I think. It's only 7 million currently total. So I don't know. This is 25, so I think I might have gone a little bit overboard. But that number's going to go down, so I'm not really worried about that. It's not going to be a final number, but still, a low poly should not be this high. So I got to definitely get the point across in the future. That's something that I got to work on. We're doing a little too much here. I promise you I can do this faster. I just wanted to have the whole process recorded and on my archive channel so I could reference that if I need to. Like, yeah, look, this is what I did. I did it this way, and this is the only time I'm doing this. The next time I do a sculpt, you're only going to see bits and pieces of it when I decide to stream it. I think before I start the next sculpt, I'm going to work on the rest of my some digital projects first before we go into another 3D sculpt. But you're not going to see a lot of this in the future anymore. I think you've seen enough. I think everyone's seen enough. I think I've seen enough. I see it every day. I think I've seen enough. Okay. Once this entire workflow is documented, if I just stream it again, you're just gonna see a piece of it, and that's it. Especially with topology, because that's mainly where most of the streams fall on. That's like 90% of the process here is retopology. I like doing it. It was, this is much more enjoyable. Actually, it's all enjoyable, but it was definitely, I liked it when I did not have to worry about remeshing it. What is going on here? Oh, yeah, stabilize stroke. Also, we don't need that on right now. Well, I'll leave it on. Right now, I'm just smoothing out the nail. You know what? We can probably do, no, you know what? That's actually not bad. The only thing that I need to do here is pull this up like so. But yeah, I liked it better when, when I first learned this on ZBrush. ZBrush is much more, um, I would say it was easier to do this in ZBrush. And then you had ZRemesh, which did this for you. I mean, it would still, you could get it lower, by doing it manually. And that's kind of the reason, was one of the reasons why I think it's better to just do it like this. Doing it manually will get you lower numbers and you can control where everything is. But ZB Mesh, I could probably get this done at this current level that I'm at right now. I think if I stuck with ZBrush, I could probably do Mesh within a week, and then just transfer it over to Blender. But the problem with that is it's subscription based now, and I don't want to pay all that money just to for a hobby. I'm not in the industry. I'm not making any money off of this. I just wanted to learn how to do it and just use it for personal projects basically. And I don't want to buy a license from a third party because they're probably only going to get expensive as time goes on. When I first learned ZBrush, I should have bought the license, the permanent license right then and there, and then we wouldn't even be having this conversation. But I think the workflow would be a little different. I don't know if that would be better or worse, but I mean, I like what I have done so far in Blender. I like how it is now. This is good. I'm glad that I'm doing it this way. I think what I would do is see remesh it, bring it over to Blender, and then retopologize it again. I don't know if that's better because when you see remesh, you kind of lose a lot of detail, which is the reason why I kind of, even though it's longer, even though it takes a lot longer, doing it manually, you can control. I can control every aspect of it, and I can make it look just like I sculpted it for the most part. It wouldn't look like this if I Z-remeshed it. There would be a lot of details lost around the eyes, and since I'm going to rig those, because I want my characters to be able to show emotion in the panels and just overall, and not just be like plain faced all the time. That's something I want in my comic. Okay, I don't mind if other people do it if I'm into it. If the comic is good, if it's very entertaining to me, certain things you can forgive. Like I want to avoid having the same face syndrome in my art and emotionless husks in my art. I know there's a lot of people who do it and don't really focus that. That's fine. If everything else is fine, it really shouldn't matter. But these are the standards for my project. Okay, just so we're clear, I'm not knocking anyone else's things. Sometimes the people who have that in their art, they do certain things way better than I can currently. So it's fine. There's as long as there's. I feel like if you have other things going for it, that's fine. It's not something I'm going to focus on. When critiquing people's stuff. Not that I do that. I'm just saying. Even if there was something that was like, I don't know. See, because I don't really like comparing stuff, but if there was something that was like a very basic skill level, but it was very entertaining, of course, you're not going to really. You're not going to really focus on the basic quality stuff, it has merit in other ways. So, uh, was this the one I was working? No, I was working on this one. I went back to the other finger at some point. Sorry about that. Wait, hold on, wait. Yeah, okay. I think I was just moving the camera the entire time. I don't know. I'm kind of trying to get my fingers. Okay, here we go. This is where we're back. Okay, we're not back. Now we're back. We're out. Now we're in. All right, so now I kind of want to just pull that up. But yeah, but for my art, I want to, I really put a lot of effort to the story. I hope, when I finally do release it, um, that somebody will enjoy it because I put a lot of effort to it. And the art's going to match the effort that I put into the story. So try to, we're going to try to do it. And if it doesn't, that's fine too. I like it. That's pretty much, I'm the number one fan of my art. So if it's just me reading it, that's fine. At least it'll be out there for somebody to discover. Maybe they'll like it. I don't want to. I was gonna get a domain name and start hosting it, but it's gonna be a while before I start putting pages out. So I'm gonna try to do it this year, but we'll see. I'm gonna go fast. When this one is done, I'm going to go quick. No more. No more games. Uh the other ones were quicker because I was working on them off stream, but I wanted to at least get one fully documented workflow. I might even put it in a different playlist, just so anyone out there needed, here's one way you could do it, just a lot quicker, just do it faster. That's all. It's faster than this, which is what I'm going to be doing once this is done. I'm going to be doing this a lot faster. Uh, yeah. Okay. Now I need draw sharp. There we go. Now we're going to go ahead and just cut up under there. Not under, actually, along the edge. And we'll just do that for now. So I don't know what happened to, I don't know what happened to the, oh, we don't want to hold control for this. And we go directly under it to strengthen that edge while making it stick out. I have stabilized stroke. Why? Just draw a straight line. Ace, what are you doing? All right, here we go. A little better, a little better. Why is it going up? I don't know. All right, I need to see it from a different angle. Yeah, the edge is back in. Okay, it was out, now it's in. It's a little over, though. Wait a minute. I want to go lower than that. So I feel like it's a little bit wider than, oops. Don't hold control. We hold control so much that I do it instinctively. I don't want to chop it in too, because then it's going to look weird like this. Okay, go the other way. You and your stupid fingernails. I think in the other ones, I didn't really put a lot of attention to this area, and that's why I'm doing it now because we're trying to, improve. So that's where we're at. That's where we're at currently. At first, I just did it once, and then whatever happened, that's where it was at. And they were starting to appear broken. When you don't put a lot of detail there and you put shrink wrap in, then they start looking like their fingernails get broken over time, and then there's really nothing. There's not much you can do once you bake it in. Something like something like this, but they look chipped. They'll have a chipped appearance. We're gonna fix that because it'll just keep compounding if we don't fix it now. Oh yeah, we got to do the rest of the fingertip now. Dang fingertips. And of course, the next time, where you probably won't see this, but I've already learned how to do the toes separately, but that most likely won't be shown at all. I don't know. Normally, when I do the body, I'm like, day one we have a torso, and then day two we have the legs. Okay, that's it. So you probably missed that. I don't think there's going to be a stream where we land on that. I could be wrong though. The only reason why you saw these is because I was trying to basically just document the whole thing on stream. Document every aspect. Besides, you'll never see that because I don't know if Twitch is gonna like that. Usually I stop here and then do this off stream. That always gets done off stream. And if it's a woman, because the women characters are coming up, I'll probably do the torso on stream and then keep going and then go back and do the breast. I don't know. I mean, I see people doing them on stream, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't want to risk it. I'm just Joe Blow over here, all right? I don't have any. I don't have any pull or anything twitch. I don't know. I'm gonna play it safe. All right. I might not be able to get away with it. There's some people who get away with stuff doing certain things. I'm not gonna assume that it's that I'm gonna be in that boat. So we're gonna be as safe as we can for the sake of it. Um, I don't got the juice. I'm just gonna keep re-emphasizing. I ain't got the juice. All right. I ain't got the pull. Oh wait, we're gonna go back. I don't have the clout. All right. There's something off about this. It's a little wide. It's a wider fingertip and you know what? I think some of that is because this area that we built up around it kind of got a little dull. So we can control that. We can probably just where did I put the edge? I wonder. Okay, yeah, maybe big maybe. We can probably just kind of wedge it off, like taper it off right there, and then just smooth that part out. This will become the nail, and then maybe we can kind of redefine this around from the cuticle to the edge of the nail. Let's try that. But yeah, the clothes are turning out pretty well. That's another area that I'm working on. We're doing them manually from now on, so it should be. I mean, instead of just trying to put details on garment tools, clothing, which I feel like is a little difficult because of the way they simulate the folds. Now I can control it all, so I'm just gonna do it that way, and then I'll just figure out how to make it a cloth, like do a cloth sim on what I did manually, because I feel like that's better. I've even done some jewelry. That was surprisingly once I figured out like a good way to do it. And I'm gonna show you what I did eventually. But once I figured out good just to do it with just the basic shapes, it was quite easy. I just gotta put details on them. I'm looking for references uh, to use for jewelry. Actually, I have some, but I haven't really implemented the references yet. I'm just doing basic shapes right now. Rings, chain links, things like that, pendants. Okay, clasps. That's another thing that it's like sometimes it's there, sometimes it isn't. I don't know. Well, we've already figured out. Basically, just do it separate, large, shrink it down, and then just attach them that way. That's pretty much what I've been doing. I think I mentioned that in a previous stream, and I'm actually doing it now, so it works out. It checks out. It's a good tactic for that. This thing here needs to be a little bit more beefy. I don't know why I emphasized the B. I don't know why I said that. It's a little bit of a shape issue there. That's okay though because we're going to smooth that out. I'm just trying to get the proper angle so I can just work on it. I guess that'll do. I don't know. Let's try smooth. And we're going to make it a little larger so we can get a bigger area and just smooth it out. I didn't feel like holding down control for this, so I'm just going to select the brush manually and just do it. And if you just want to smooth something and you forget the whole control, that's okay because you're already on that brush. So you won't make a mistake. You'll just smooth something out again. And you can just control Z it. This is a little. I'm looking at this area right here. Okay, so the problem is the shape of the nail. There's something was off. And we can just grab it and just kind of just pull it over. should cover your fingertip completely, unless it's broken or something. You don't have a broke nail. The lore of the broken nail returns. Let's go for. Let's look at the fingertip. The fingertip doesn't look bad. It's just a fingernail. Just wanted to see the shape of the fingertip. How about we just grab this and go? Yeah, it's a little better. Yeah, it looks better. That's also not the right finger. No, we can just go over here and 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 and, go ahead and just stretch that out. Don't even worry about what just happened. That never happened. Okay, that never happened. Keep switching back to that finger. I don't know why. All right, now that's better. Let's see, am I looking at? I'm looking at this here. I'm trying to determine if that is the nail edge or the fingertip. It's slightly throwing me off. I want that line gone. So what I'm gonna do is kind of just get a proper radius going. That's good. I'm gonna go slightly above the edge because I don't want to mess up the edge. The edge is okay, I think. Kind of just get going and kind of going ahead and just smooth it so that line is gone. All right, that's a little better. I think we can add the cuticle now. What the sniff? Speaking of sniff, one day I should try. I should do like a Chrono Cross character. Just I don't know. That just popped in my head randomly. They have a lot of characters. You don't really see a lot of them drawn, and and because a lot of people don't like Chrono Cross, basically, but it's okay. I like Chrono Cross. I kind of want to do a Chrono Cross character one day that isn't like your typical, uh, you know, choice. There's like 40 something party members in that game. Most people just draw Surge, Kid, Harley, uh, maybe Lynx, I guess. I don't really see any of the other characters. I think that would be a cool thing to do. Just draw some of the other Chrono Cross characters. I don't really do fan art like that though. I don't know. Normally I just draw stuff that I made up. Draw sharp. Yeah, we're gonna do the. Okay, Are we gonna have a problem here? I just wanted to see how much I can, how much actually shows in this area here. I'm not gonna do another subdivision. I wanted to see how strong that brush was. It's a little too much. Let's go back to 11. I'm gonna smooth this area out continuously. You know, I kind of want to smooth this area out too. Just so you can see that cuticle line that I'm trying to put in a little better. Still kind of rough. Okay. Fade sharp, draw sharp. Okay, here we go. How about, oh no. Yeah, we can actually continue that. I don't know why it wasn't showing like I wanted earlier, but it's fine now. Oh, It looks very, very rough. I'm gonna undo that. This way. I think I'm just gonna put the line there and then kind of just smooth it out later. Okay, let's do a little bit of the smoothing right now. Look at the tip again. One more time. You can smooth this out. Even though, if you look closely, your nails do kind of have like a slight ridge to them. They go straight up and down though. I mean, we could get that crazy with it, but I'm not going to do that. I think because what's going to happen is when I do the pores, I'm going to have to mask out the fingernails, and because otherwise the pores will appear on it, and I don't want to smooth them out again. That has nothing to do with the ridges I just mentioned, though. I mean, like I said, that would be like one way to improve upon the nails. I'm just not going to do that right now. Maybe someday. Does it have to be hyper realistic? I don't know. It doesn't have to be, but that's one. That's like the only way I could think of to try to improve upon, doing fingertips. You don't have to go that far, or do we? Or do we? My comic book style is gonna be a little bit. It's gonna be semi-realism, and it's not gonna be hyper. And I'm not, I don't know. Like I really like. I like when people do it. I don't know if I'm gonna do it though. Like Alex Ross, I like his art in comics, but um, it's more like the golden age era of superheroes too. It has that going for it as well. But I don't think I would go that far, even though I appreciate it. Appreciate seeing it. And we got to fix a nail, a pinky, and this is the worst one of the bunch. Of course, should have did this one. Oh wait, are we done with the thumb? I mean, I can see it. It's just think there's a little bit of refinement, Before we go on to the pinky, I'm just gonna go on ahead and do this real quick. I'm trying to see how I'm gonna tackle this real quick. Real quick. I'm just gonna jump right into it because I think I should be able to fix this one fairly quickly. I can see all the details, which is very, 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 very dull. Wait, first thing I'm gonna do is work on the shape. It's already pretty convex. It's very curved already. What we can do is and just move this up some. Just a little bit. It don't have to be super. It doesn't have to be super convex, but curved. I'm already sick of saying convex. Convex, 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 convex. Okay, we got it. We got it out of our system. Now, we're going to go on ahead and back down to, we've been hovering around 11, 14 radius. Can we get, okay, I guess. I mean, you could just click it and then type in whatever number you want. But for some reason, we don't do that. Just don't do it. I don't know why. So what I'm going to do is kind of redefine the edge of the thumbnail here. You're going to get these things with, well, I am. I tend to make females' nails a little bit longer, so they're easier to do. But I cut like this guy here, you know, a lot of the guys that I've made, I don't have a lot of length so on their fingernails. So I think that's where a lot of the problems come in at. Um when I do a woman's hand, it's and I extend them out a little bit further and it's much easier to define them. Extend it out. I think I should probably just do that all the time, maybe, and then just reduce the size after. I wonder if that could work. Just like kind of exaggerate the size a little bit of the nail and then just pull it back during this stage of the workflow. Something to think about. Oops. Give me a second. Hmm. I just have this little weird area right here. Hang on. Excuse me. I held it in. All right. All right. What we got here? I mean, it's a little uneven, but we can actually just pull and shape it with the grab tool, make it a little better. This needs to come up some. Can make it as round as we want now that we have the line there. It's fine. So it doesn't have to be perfect. Looking at my own thumb, I don't even think it's symmetrical half the time, but I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm looking at these. I'm looking at this hand. Look at my own hand. You know, it's all different. So you can have some leeway with this. You know, it doesn't have to be unless you're doing like a cartoon character where things are a little bit more symmetrical. I think you can get away with having you know just not making everything super perfect. I don't know though. You know, not an expert. You know, this area right here is not as thick as this area, and it could be the way we're looking at it. No, maybe a little bit. You know, it's just a slightly off. I think we'll just go ahead and just do that. I'm gonna leave the line just like that. This doesn't need to be extended over any more than that. Okay. I think what I'm gonna do is just beef up this area. You know, just kind of puff up this area a bit, smooth it out, add the cuticle, and I think it's good. And then we'll just go to the thumb, the pinky. Back to 11, please. That seems to be the radius. Okay, 10, fine. That seems to be the radius that is good for this level of work. You know what? I'm not even gonna do that. I'm gonna just inflate it. I mean, it's already there. The shape is already there. Oops. Might need a little bit more than this if we're going to inflate it. Shape is already there, so kind of just build it up just a little bit. I'll just smooth it out. Since I'm picking at it, it's getting lumpy. It's getting real lumpy. If we're getting lumpy, just go ahead. You know, my smoothing brush is a little strong, so we can just kind of just tap it out. Just tap it in. Tap it out and then tap it in. All right, let me see. 10, okay. We're gonna do the cuticle now. Draw sharp. I guess we can just draw it straight across. That's good enough. I guess we can just make it kind of follow the nail a little bit. That should be good enough. That's a little weird. I guess we can just draw it in. That should be good enough. Just work on that a little bit. Smooth it out at the edges so it kind of so it doesn't like, doesn't seem like it's just a drawn line. I guess that's fine. I guess that's fine. We got ourselves a thumb. Let's go ahead and save it now. All right, back to the pinky now. Now finally we can get off this hand once we're done with this. And I think that's it, really. I'm not gonna worry about the feet too much. Well, I don't know. I might go over the feet a little bit, but they're gonna be in a shoe most of the time. If I think probably 100% of the time. I'm thinking about the story as a whole. I don't think you're ever gonna see Scotch because I have a pretty good idea of how the panels are gonna look. I spent like 3 years writing this, and I was like envisioning how the panels were gonna look as I was writing it. And I remember like most of it. I say about like maybe like 85 to 95% of it. I have an idea of how it's gonna look. This pinky nail pretty much just needs to be redone. What I'm gonna first do is first let's just go ahead and just smooth it out. Let's just get the smoothing brush right now. Go up, then go in. Smooth it, smooth, nice and smooth. Come on now. What's up with this? I think we may have to just grab this brush here and kind of let's look at how it's shaped. Now the pinky is kind of weird. Yeah, it's still curved. It's not like a pinky toe. That was what I was thinking of actually. Pinky toes are. It shouldn't matter. They're all like from what I've seen, they're all different. Could have a little thin piece of nail there. Sometimes nothing. Sometimes it's really long. Sometimes it's really short. It's shaping, whatever. Unless it's manicured, I guess. But even then, or maybe I don't know. If people put fake pinky nails on, I guess so. Right? Sometimes. But anyway, yeah, it's pinky. You have a lot of leeway with that one. Pinky nail, pinky toenail. What did I do for mine? I just want to see real quick. Just want to take a look. Yeah, we got it there. I can see it from here. I don't want to worry about that. The most I'm gonna do is just make sure that the shape is good and be done with it. I'm not gonna put as much effort in on this sculpt on the toes as I did on the fingers. But the next sculpt, maybe just to just to sharpen my skills, um, I'll be able to do the toes just as well as these. But since anyone watching these is going to get a pretty good idea of how I'm doing it, you're not going to see the entire process again unless I try to do like an endurance. One day I am planning on doing that, like waking up on a Saturday instead of playing a game. I'm just gonna do a sculpt from start to finish and see how far I can get in however long. We'll see. We'll see about that though. That's definitely gonna happen. I just don't know when. Just a real self study or challenge or whatever you want to call it. No pussyfooting around. No lollygagging. No frolicking. We're just gonna go soup to nuts, bare bones, 100% straight up just sculpt or draw, whatever the case may be. Because I want to do it. I want to do that for drawing too. I don't even know what soup the nuts means. Soup the nuts. Okay. We're going to go all the way in, all right? We're going to put all the effort that we can in one day. See how far we can get. Try to adjust it. Adjust just get the real decent, really decent point across. Just get the foundation locked in as quickly as possible, and try to apply that speed to our tool set as a whole. What in the world is this? All right, so yeah, obviously we got to redefine that. Is pinky nail is almost where I want it to be. It's a little thick though around the edges and dull. I think what I could do is just smooth that out. 100% nut the butt. Uh, Drawing session, hitting the rock pile, whatever you want to call it. That's what we're gonna do that one day. I'm just thinking of stuff now. This about that. Forgive me being silly. No shit, 100%. Uh, I mean, what other phrases can I use to describe? I'm running out. All eggs in one basket. Uh, I don't know. I don't know, man. What is this? I'm only focused on this part right now. Of course, we got to pretty much do almost all that over again. I can kind of see where we did the pinky nail, but it's not completely defined. Hunkered down. I don't know. Running out of things to say about that. I'm running out of ways to describe this session that I'm planning. All right. I think the overall shape is pretty much where I want it. How about this? Smooth that down. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and just start smoothing this out now. I don't think there's anything more we can do. The overall shape, it is moving this wrong way. Get it together. Okay. All right. So yeah, we want to do the we want to kind of curve it, give it the curve that it's supposed to have. Because even on the pinky, it's there. I can see it on mine. I don't. Do they have that? Do I have a reference of that just a finger like this? I don't know, actually. But I have my own finger, so I'll just use that. I actually don't know. I got a baby hand. I got an old man's hand. I got a freaking regular hand, kid hand, infant hand, toddler hand. Yeah, see that. Yeah, I don't know. I actually don't know if I have a fingertip pointing. Maybe I do. I don't know. I just didn't get it. Like I said, for that, I just use my own hand, so I don't really think that's super important. Use my own finger. Just look at it anytime I want. Anytime I want, I can look at it. Yeah, it's pretty curved. Really, all I have to do is just bring up the center. Glad I kept that, huh? Now this here. We're gonna go back to 11. Okay, that's fine. Let's see, draw sharp, and I'm just gonna go on ahead, hold control. Wait, no, no, hold control down. Oh, we're gonna need something a little more than that. This is a wider gap, a wider area here. 26? No, I'm gonna go 18. Let's try 18. There we go. What? I let the button go and it kept going. How do you control that? Like how did that happen? Did I press something? I wasn't even holding mouse or left mouse button. It still was allowing me to draw. That's why when I moved up like that, I had nothing pressed down. I don't know how to do that. Also, this is not what I want. I think the way to fix this would be to no, 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 no. Well, typically you could just take the whole nail and just push it down, but I just curved it. I'm gonna have to fix it again if I do it that way. Let's try it. Let's push the whole nail down. No, that's not working. That's not working. Starting to look like a Samus helmet a little bit there. It's not working. All right. I thought that would work. I guess not. It would work if I could keep the finger still, but I can't. Okay, if the bigger you go, the more it affects. So I mean, just go back to doing this. See, that's too thin, or is it? I didn't want to go too far in that direction. I don't know if I just smooth just this part out. Matter of fact, that's what we could do. Grab the grab tool and move the finger to kind of close that up a little bit. Like that. It's a little better. I'm not sure how that got like I don't know. It could have just been the way I did it, in the way the shrink wrap projected those details. I don't know. All right, so we need this. What I'm gonna do is this right here. Just kind of close that. Nail goes up pretty far. What the heck was I doing? It's a very small nail, so you don't have to go up that far. I may have made it too big, but that's okay. It's like still a recurring habit, making things too large. Muscles, body parts, whatever. But it'll be all right. It'll be. We'll probably cut it off like right there. I don't know why everything is back there, but well, you know what? What if we can just take this and that's inflate? What if we can just go ahead and just go to the grab tool and kind of just push everything up? What if I can do that? That way we won't have to start over. Just take what we have and just push it up a little bit. I think that's, yeah, in proportion to the other nails, it's only it's still it's still too large, but we can fix it. What if I could just take the entire fingertip and just kind of shrink it a little bit? What if I can do that? What if I can do that? Huh? I think I might be able to do that. All right, go take the radius back down, and uh, do I want to inflate it? Yeah, we know what. Let's try that. That's relatively the same as the other fingers, just smaller. That's too large, way too large. Okay, that might work. At least for this part. I ain't gonna be able to go 26 for those sides here, but it might work for this. Kind of just smooth it out some. All right, let me try to take it down some. Wait. That's a very strong, smooth brush. Should probably take that down. I don't want to smooth it out that much. Matter of fact, where's that 700? No wonder. I'll try to take this, move it around. Man, I want to smooth it. How about we smooth it? Still not quite as defined as I would like it to be. What happened to the? Did I put the line? You know what? I don't even remember if I did, but we're gonna do it now. I actually don't. I don't know if I put the lines. That's okay. That's inflate. That does not help me. I need draw sharp, which is next to inflate. Okay. I think I went a little too high there. That's okay though. And you know what? While I'm here, cuticle time. There we go. It's like an old. I don't know. This finger looks old for some reason. Smooth it out. Old pinky. Why is this not as strong as the other fingers? It's like I'm having a little bit of trouble trying to put this in. How about this? Yeah, it's like just put it at 900 strength, and it didn't. It's like it didn't really budget. Okay, let's see. Fine, I'll just keep doing it. It's not getting any deeper. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna smooth that out. I'm gonna leave it just like that. It's a point where if Blender just won't let me do it, I'm just not gonna do it. It's as far as we can get. I think if I do another subdivision, it might show more, but that's only for the pinky. I don't think that's worth it. I gotta bake this stuff at 0. I'm not gonna bake. I'm trying to keep the numbers as low as possible, so I don't want to subdivide it anymore. There's just one little thing that I want to do. I want to grab this, and I'm gonna pull that little bit in there like that, and then kind of just shape it. Smooth this out now. I don't know. I think that's good. I think I'm gonna stop that right there. Yeah, legs are all right. I was looking at the legs there. All right, I'm gonna take a quick look at the feet, and I think the body should be good. Let me look at the face one more time. Yeah, the lips are a little strong, but I'm gonna leave them like that. Oh, that might be because I was moving it around. Oh, I don't know. That's fine. Yeah. Yeah, I think I got everything that I need to get. Oh, like I said, we're not going to take these any further. We're just basically sculpted in so I could see the basic shape of the feet. I just want to fix that. So I'm going to smooth that out and I'm just going to kind of just manipulate it. I don't know what happened there. Give the big toe its shape back. Like somebody took a big bite out of his toe. Come on now. Come on now. Let's see here. What do we got going? Oh, yeah, feet weren't super priority, super big priority here, but I mean, when it gets to the point where that's really the only thing that we gotta sculpt better. I mean, then the next sculpt is I'm gonna separate these toes and make them as detailed. I've already done that on my practice sculpt for animation. So even though I don't rig the toes and I don't actually know how to rig the toes. I have to figure that out. I think if I could get like a hand rig and modify it for the foot, maybe, but I don't really currently have a reason to rig the toes, so I'm not gonna do it. But that'll be one area of improvement that someday will be tackled. But for right now, I'm just worried about, well, not worried, but I'm just concerned for the looks of it. And since this is a very basic foot, it's basic shape, this will be the next thing that we improve upon the next sculpt. Um, just smooth this part out. I don't know why this happened in the first place, though. If nothing else, this part of the foot here that I'm circling is the most detailed part. Like the toe is separated, got all the space in there. Only this part of the foot is like, it's just not super defined. But like I said twice already, it was just done that way just to get the basic shape of the foot, basic form. See, it looks like a foot from that angle, this angle. Besides that huge separation, which I mean, it is there. They're curled somewhat. That's how they look. It's not super defined. They need to be. They're not going to be rigged, so there's really no point. But we are going to definitely work on that in the future. So I'm not really too concerned with the foot on this one. So I'm just gonna make sure there's nothing like fundamentally wrong with the basic shape of the foot, and then I'm going to move on to the clothes once again. And that should be simple. Basically, we're just going to be redefining the edges and the curves. Shouldn't really take too long on that. So I think I about had it with this body now. I think we're done. There's really not much. Oh wait, no, we got to do the. I still have to do the pores, veins, and things like that. But that's easy. The alpha, that's actually next. We are going to. I probably won't get to that today though, but or can we? I don't know. I mean, I had the toes in there. Let's see. Let's see how the high poly looks. Oh, high poly doesn't look all that different. Surprisingly, and that's the one thing that it copied perfectly was the undefined details that we left. What do you know? All right, we got to put everything back. What? Oh, yeah. All right, okay. Kind of get rid of those ridges a little bit. So there's really only really one way to improve this, and that's just to just do it better, separate the toes and craft them individually. I've already worked on a method of doing that, so it's basically the same way we do the hand. Just take just do the thumb and the index, and then cut the index, duplicate it, and then just change the size, and then just do it that way. I can do the same thing for the toe, for all the toes, and it will work. It will work. Okay, let's see. We did wrinkles already. I kind of did the tertiary forms while I was doing the secondary, so knock that out. The only thing that's left now is I guess we can do that. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. We're going to do something. We're going to do something. Give me 1 second. We're going to do something. Let's see. How can I do this? How can I do this? All right. I'm going to X this out. Restart Blender. Let's see. Hold on. Window. I need this window minimized. Thank you. Go back to our previous one. It's time. It's time. I gotta get the teeth. I'm gonna bring the teeth over, import them from one of my other meshes. Okay, 1 second. This is the previous mesh that I did. This is what we need here. This is what we're working towards. We're gonna do the pores next after I get the teeth in here. I didn't put a shirt on this. Just left them like that. And you can see the clothes are very basic, but they're getting better. They're getting better. Everything is getting better. I can reference this though, so it's not really a big deal to me. Um, let's see. Tongue, top teeth. Okay. What I'm gonna do is let me just hide the body first. That's what we that's what we need. Right there. I could import the eyes too and save myself the trouble. But I think I've already started the eyes, so on the other one. But going forward, I think I'm going to do that as well. Just start importing the eyes because you've seen already, or at least you're going to see how to do these particular eyes. You see they got the cornea, and see how they're reflecting the light, the environment around it. This is the environment. It's actually reflecting all of that in the eyes. There's the caruncle. Don't worry about that though. We're going to redo that anyway. Not going to really worry about that too much. So what I'm doing is I'm hiding everything. So I can just select the top teeth, the bottom teeth, and the tongue. I want just those selected. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy them, then bring up the thing that we were just working on. These teeth were created in ZBrush. I've just been copying and pasting them for all of my meshes since then, for years now. All my practice sculpts have this teeth. Unless they got to be sharp or fangs, I'm not going to do anything to them. They're already colored and everything, already textured. I don't care about same teeth. That's literally our only problem. Same teeth. Everyone's gonna have the same teeth, same perfect teeth, I guess. They're kind of big, but I think we can adjust them, adjust the size, you know. All right, let's see. Still going here. Top teeth, tongue, top teeth, bottom teeth. There we go. That's all we need. Select. Wait, we got to go into edit mode, object mode. I mean. All right, here we go. Let's see. Tongue, top teeth, bottom teeth. Got them all selected, right? Doesn't look like it. Why are they not all selected? All right, how about that? How about them apples, you jerk? Now, where's the tongue? Why are we being dumb? Oh, wait. All right, here we go. No, they're all selected. Okay. I was being dumb. All right, Control C. All right. I'm going to try to bring up another instance of window. This is where it gets a little weird. I don't know if it will copy. Okay, it did. Okay. This is where we were. What are we doing? Don't do that. Okay. Pull out all the way. Object mode, please. All right, we're in Control V. Now the teeth should be in here. There they are right there. Got them. Mission complete. We got everything. Now I should be able to just move them up into his mouth. No. Okay. There's no one instance of window, right? Oh no, we forgot to exit out now. Don't save. Okay. Do I got control back? Yes. And Blender acts weird when I do that. When I have more than one window up and I try to do stuff. It's just the program. I don't know why. We'll fix it. It's gonna have his tongue out for a second. It's gonna be Jordan. You know what? Move this. So don't do that. Joker teeth is almost ready. Also, why is it to the side? Huh? It looks like a Cenobite right now, but we're gonna fix it. We're gonna fix everything. Didn't we just center you? And why are you? What is going on? Why is it larger than it's supposed to be? Huh? Or maybe it isn't. Maybe it's just for some reason putting it. I don't get why this is doing this. I'm actually doing the perfect Z Y X axis, and it's still moving in other ways that it should not be moving. I think I know why it's doing that. All right, so this is what we're gonna do. Origin of 3D cursor. I'm not gonna apply to transforms because we are still gonna move the objects. Oh wait, hold on. Object set origins in geometry, I guess. I mean, it's still moving in ways that it should not be. Oh, it's because snapping's on. No wonder. I do that sometimes. I always forget about that. I don't know why. All right, object set origin to geometry, please, so we can do this correctly. I often forget about that. That just messes up everything. I think what I could do is delete those and then paste them again. There. Now we're back, but snapping is off. Origin to geometry. Now we should be able to just move everything up perfectly without it snapping to anything. We would have had a fun time trying to get that into the mouth with snapping on. Real fun time. That would have been fun. Real fun. So fun that it would not have ever, we never would have accomplished it. All right, so let me just get that in. There we go. All right, it doesn't look like his mouth is agape now. He has teeth now. Looks like he's smiling though. He's very happy. He's very happy to be here. That's more along the lines of the center. It's not clipping. Looks like everything else was done properly-ish. What I want to do is his face up, his teeth up a little bit. I don't want any gap between his lips and his teeth. At least not that big of a gap anyway, the gap that it had there before. There we go. All right, now it looks more like human form. It's complete. You have the teeth there. Wait. So. See how it looks head on. Okay, that's fine, I guess. Looks like he's in a good mood. He's just in a good mood. Ah, yeah, yeah. So it looks like to me. All right. Okay, now we can do what we were going to do before. I need to save it, so we don't have to do that crap again. Okay, snapping is off. We don't need any more snapping. It's off. Well, share. All right, now we can mask our the lips. The masking tool is here. Should probably do something about that there. Just gonna smooth that out a little bit. Those lines are a little too strong. Okay. All right, so what I'm going to do is we're going to mask these out because what we want, I'm going to put the pores in, and we don't want pores on his lips. That would not be good. I'm going to mask his lips. Oops. Let's go ahead and just walk that one back. I'm going to make this a little bit more straight. That's a very smooth area around the edges of the lips, so we're going to mask that part too. I don't think that would be noticeable if we weren't perfect. Like if it doesn't really have to be a perfect line. All right, now we can do the bottom of the lips. Let's move this around a little bit. Mask that in. Yes, he's a goth. Looks like a goth now. Goth lipstick. This guy looks like, but it's just a mask. We got to do the fingertips as well. The fingertips that we just did, and whatever remains of the toenails, we gotta mask that as well. So let's go ahead, just get here. It gets to about right there. All right. Go. There we go. All right. Start with the thumb. The thumb that we just did not too long ago. I'm gonna go a little bit lower so we can. I like doing this manually. I mean, I could probably lasso it, but I'm not really a big lasso person when it comes to masking. So I just draw it in, drawing all the masks, and it's mirrored on the other side, so the other side should be good. I actually did not check the other side and how it looked for anything, so you know what? I'll wait till it's masked. It looks fine currently, but you never know. Even though it's supposed to be mirrored, sometimes things often look asymmetrical at the end of the day. So sometimes I sculpt on that side. Sometimes I try to fix it if it's too far off. I mean, it should be mirrored. I don't know why it doesn't do that. It could be something that I'm doing. I'm not really sure what, but sure I'll figure it out someday. Personally, I think it's leaving the tool off and sculpting for a while, and then it kind of just cascades from there. Once I turn the mirror back on, differences from left and right start to just compound on itself to the point where mirror just doesn't work anymore. I don't know. That's like my best guess, though. I don't really know if that's true or not. Just go ahead, just draw that in right there. So we're going to do to try to all right, there we go. I'm gonna try to get all right, we got the thumbs done. Now we gotta get all the fingers. Do the toes as well, and I think that's really it, isn't it? I'm looking to see did I when did I add the vein? I think I add the veins after this. That's what I'm starting to think. Just want to make sure. Yeah, okay. I guess we don't add the veins just yet. I wanted to make sure. I thought it was around this time, but no, I guess I'm wrong. Yeah, because we do this, and then now that I'm thinking about it, we do this, and then we add the alphas, and then the veins, and then after that, I think it's just baking. After that, and when we're done with baking, then we can color this bad boy in. get the skin going, textures and whatnot, color zones, all that stuff. Then it's the hair. That's pretty much the easy part, really. Just do a hairstyle. Couple more streams of this, and we'll be finally done. And after that, I'm just gonna go like as fast as I can with the other characters. And if when I stream those, when I do 3D streams, you're just gonna see snippets of the progress because most of it will be done offline. Once I finally have this entire process documented, it's not really going to change all that much, so you don't really need to see it anymore after this. Just little bits and pieces here and there, and other projects too. I want to mix in. Okay, just gotta get this in here. Oh now, come on now. All right, make sure we got that in. All right, we got to make sure we color this in properly. Just get all the way up to the edge. I'm sure there's other places where you can mask because you're not gonna have bumps underneath the nail. I don't think there should be like a second line drawn in there. I'm going to do that next time on another sculpt. Just another crease right up under there, and then this little extra bit could be like you can probably inflate that. That would be more realistic. I'm not gonna worry about that this time though. We got two nails on, two nails masks. Just gonna go ahead and just put the pores in, and it should avoid all these areas here. Got to mask them. I want to get the cuticle. Take it just outside of the cuticle there. Okay, let me just do that again. You know what? Let me just go ahead and just do that too. There we go. That's much better. Much better. Much better. I'm gonna get it all. Just got to get all the way. I'm gonna try to get the edges. That way we can just color in like a madman the inside. First, I'm gonna make sure that the edges are good before I do that. Well, we don't have to go back to them after we're done with this. I think we're good there. Oh yeah, boy. Oh yeah. Put that on there. Even the underwear, I've been working on making better underwear as well, instead of just like this placeholder type deal. This won't be a part of this particular final product. It's just for Twitch. But now I am making actual underwear on the offline sculpt that I'm currently working on. I want to get that done as soon as possible because I do have the ability to do two sculpts at once because I'm already doing that. And it would be nice if both of those sculpts were for my comic, that'll give us, you know, some extra progress. We can definitely get some pages out this year if I do it that way. I don't like oh I don't want to do all 3D art streams. I was gonna say that I could just choose which one out of the current ones that I'm doing to stream, but uh yeah, it won't be all 3D. I want to be able to do other projects and on stream and also make progress on this on stream on this current my 3D references here. It would help if I was a little closer, just a little bit, so we can see the finer details a little better. Just gonna color all that in right there. Oh yeah. Oh. And I'm going to go ahead and look at the tip here. It doesn't have to be that perfect. I don't think the bump, maybe maybe a little better than that. I don't think the bumps are going to, or the pores are going to show like that. I just got one more fingertip. We can move on to the toes. Just go ahead and just trace around that some B. And big bada boom. All right. That was a little bit easier than the other ones. Just did it. Just went around the head, just went around the edge and just did it. Color those little spots in. Honestly, don't know if we left it like that, if it would affect anything. Just do what I know works, okay? We don't have to test everything. See, we get away with. No, we don't have to do that. Oh, you know what? That might have to be masked too. You're not gonna have pores like that. Hmm. Right? Yeah. Pores aren't gonna be on that side. Yeah, I think so. I think we might have to do the palm, the inner hand, ears. Did the lips, I did the nails, ears, yeah. One moment. I'm gonna save it. I gotta go back to my other one. I'm just gonna just load up a single window. I gotta see because I actually don't remember. I didn't write it down, so I'm gonna figure that out right now. That's the mesh, partial mesh I'm working on here. This is where all the issues are, just around this area. We'll get to that because I can actually troubleshoot that on stream one day. But my main concern right now is hands. Okay, I guess I did put the pores on the hands, but they shouldn't be like that. It's also not the full render. That's just lighting issues. I don't know why that's happening like that, but that should be masked too. We're not going to leave it like that this time. That and the bottoms of the feet. Okay, that's all I wanted to see. I don't know why I didn't see that before or didn't consider that before. I just didn't. I just didn't do it. But we will this time. We had EGM. Okay, there we go. All right, so we're going to do that. We're going to do that. I'm on mask already. I'm going to go ahead and just mask the inside of the hand. What I need to see here is exactly where that texture ends at. It's about right here. So we'll just look at my own hand. There's actually no, it's really smooth here too. It's really smooth in this area. So we could probably just mask up here a little bit. Do that. I have to keep that in mind for my other sculpt too. I didn't really think about that until just now. Yeah, we can go all the way to about right here. It's like a halfway point where it's just no, where it's just nothing. It's really smooth here, and then it starts to become pores and hair or whatever the heck. And one day I'm gonna do that, like add arm hair and things like that. That sounds like it's just getting more and more realistic. I don't know. We don't really need to go that far, but that's basically just the only way I can see the improvement going. When we get to a point where we're looking for things to work on, and I'm just push it further into realism, I guess. I don't know. Get the proportions right, get the details right, refine the details more. It's just realism after that. More hair, more wrinkles, more whatever the heck. I don't know. I can't really see any other way of proving this besides the obvious stuff. Like I said, just working on your proportions and whatnot. I know it's not like super perfect, but some of the anatomy could be refined a little bit more. Let's get back in here. All right, just gonna color all this stuff in here. I guess it really didn't matter. Yeah, I guess it really didn't matter if we colored outside the lines in front of the nail, because I'm about to just realize that we need to get it all kind of like that. At least on that side. And I'll reference the other meshes. I'm just going to ignore that. I should have looked at my first mesh too and see if I did it there. I actually don't remember if I did or not. That's good enough. We don't have to go that far. Like so. And this also. And wherever we don't want it, we can just smooth it out. Simple. It's just easily just smooth. You can easily smooth the pores out anyway. So I could have done that well, no, I can't do that for the palm of the hand because it would smooth everything else out too. So we're going to do it like this to where it just doesn't touch it at all. I don't think there's anything more that we can do on this side of the hand. It looks fine to me. It's as good as it can get where we're at right now. Yeah, okay, I guess we can leave that. Just do like that, like there, and then kind of just go around. I'm not gonna worry about that. Doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. Now we just finished the thumb. So just go like that. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, that's fine. We can even cover that, I think, at this point. That's fine. Yeah. All right. That's done. I said the ears. I don't think there's any. Let me see. I think these are pretty smooth, right? Let me just take a look here. I need to see a person. I want to see a diagram, a 3D diagram. Let me see a person's ears right now. Right now. I think the helix could have bumps on it, but not the inner part, not the inner part, just the helix, the outside, the outer rim of the ear. We can probably not mask that part. And I'm looking at 3D actually. I wasn't looking at an actual person. Um, I want to load something that I know I can see someone's ear right now. Load. Oh, looking through it. No, not that one. Not that one. No. No, that actually does not help me. Can't show you that one. Give me 1 second. All right, I gotta go into my repertoire. Go into my folder, my reference folder here. People. Oh, anatomy, huh? I should be in here, right? Is that what I did? Can I show that? Do 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 do. Okay, that should be good enough. Just use a picture of Gal Gadot's ear. I guess it would be like thinner. I do see some texture. I don't know if that's film grain or what. These aren't exactly as detailed as I. Okay, here we go. Now we can leave it. Actually, yeah, there's some texture there. All right, no problem. I am not going to mask the ears. We're going to mask the bottom of these feet though. Okay, here we go. Just go ahead and get all the way down. I'm gonna do the bottom of the feet first because that's a bigger surface, so it should be easier. Then we'll get to the toenails. I think they're defined enough to where we can just mask them. If not, then I'll just smooth them out later. Once it's all said and done. Uh-oh. That should be fine. Yeah, about around. I think it might be a little bit of like the heel texture, a little bit up on the sides too. Let's just check some anatomy. Okay, we need something a little bit more defined than that, so we could see all the way how it's supposed to be. Yeah. I think we're good. We'll do that. I think we maybe can blend the transition a little bit too. Yeah, good enough. Okay. Save it because I do not want to do that again. These things take time, okay? Ooh, my arms are so sore. Ooh. Okay. All right, now I gotta find where mesh filter is because I think they moved it. Oh, they didn't. It's right there. Okay. All right. Filter type. We need random, right? Yeah. Yeah. All right. Oh my gosh! You don't go that far. That's a little too much. We're going ahead and also let me go ahead and just get closer so we can see exactly how the pores look. It's gonna do the whole body. We don't need to see it. Wow, that is very strong. Is there any way we can get like we have to reduce the strength. That's all. It's not a big deal. Yeah, it's a little better. I'm gonna have to go a little further, reduce it a little further, and this is very, very, very dense. How about to 100? Yeah, that's a little better. Can't really see it though. It did the whole body. I want to go a little bit further because when we bake it, it's going to, and when we add like subsurface scattering and all that stuff, it's going to go a little bit. It's going to reduce that effect a little bit. So we want to go just a little bit more. Not as much as the last one, even though it turned out okay. Okay, yeah, I guess that works. We're not done here. We're going to add more stuff. We're going to start adding in the alphas for extra pores and whatnot. I got pores, I got wrinkles, but this is like the base, right? Yeah, I think that works. There's his pores. We can get rid of the mask at some point too. Okay. Yeah, we're getting into the micro details that we kept mentioning all this time. Okay, it's happening. All right, but I think I'm gonna call it right here. I need to take a break from this. All right. I want to thank you, anyone who was watching. I thank you. I thank you for watching the VOD. If you're watching the VOD and on YouTube archive, thank you for watching as well. Going to try to do a franchise playthrough on Friday. We're playing through Shallow Hearts Covenant. We're going to try to continue that, okay? And this weekend, maybe some more Dune. I'm not really sure, but we'll see, okay? Until then, take care. Have a great rest of your week. If I don't see you, if something comes up and I don't get to stream, have a great week.